Something happened around New Braunfels this month that most people didn't even notice, but if you're thinking about moving to New Braunfels, this is something you definitely should notice in today's video. If you are new here to my channel, thank you so much for hopping aboard, because every week we are bringing you relevant and timely information just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. City, regional, transportation planners, and developers are all talking in the same room about growth in the greater New Braunfels area, and they're talking about more than just growth in homes. This is a long-term plan on how this entire region will function over the next 20, 25 years. And here is the big takeaway in all of this. New Braunfels isn't just growing anymore, it's becoming much more connected, and that changes how living here will feel. So this isn't just about New Braunfels anymore, it's regional planning with neighboring cities like Seguin, Cibolo, and Schertz, and the numbers that these cities are talking about are big. They're projecting about a 68% population increase for Guadalupe County, which covers all the cities we just mentioned, Seguin, Cibolo, Schertz, plus New Braunfels. Here's the welcome and surprising news in all of this. These cities are projecting around 142% job growth, so more than triple-digit job growth. We're already starting to see job growth just in New Braunfels coming this year and in 2027, the kind of job growth that takes families from renting to home ownership. The cities also discussed new road connections, highway expansions, and shared infrastructure. This is big. When multiple cities come together and plan infrastructure together, they're no longer planning separate towns, they're planning one connected area. For the longest time, New Braunfels has been known as this city between Austin and San Antonio. People move to New Braunfels, but they work somewhere else. But now planners are saying that's changing. Instead of New Braunfels being between cities, it's now becoming this residential center of a corridor. You now have jobs growing in Seguin, retail expanding towards Schertz and Cibolo, that's blowing up there, continued employment towards San Antonio, and access toward Austin, all within driving distance. In other words, people won't just live in New Braunfels and commute far away anymore. They'll live here and just work in the region around it. And when that happens, a place changes. Not overnight, but steadily. And this is more than just talk. You see it around New Braunfels with all these major projects open the last few years and all the major projects coming to New Braunfels. You see it in the greater New Braunfels area too. Over in Seguin, development there has been on steroids the past few years. A large mixed-use project is being planned over hundreds of acres there from the New Braunfels Creekside developers. A new technical college campus is also coming, and much more. Seguin has already seen a fire hose of new businesses open. All this means more jobs and more housing demand, which supports businesses. And that matters because Seguin is just up the road. It's only a few minutes from New Braunfels, so job growth there affects people choosing to live here. Meanwhile, Schertz and Cibolo, here's the proof of explosive growth there as well. Retail and restaurants are popping up quickly, especially along our main highway. So you're getting employment growth in one direction and services and retail in another, and New Braunfels sits right in the middle, and that's how a region forms. Some very positive effects of all of this. First, job access. More employment closer to you means fewer of these long and just frustrating commutes. Second, services follow population. Hospitals, grocery stores, restaurants, and everyday conveniences expand when a region becomes economically stable. Third, and this matters to homeowners, housing demand becomes more supported long term. So instead of just having people relocate from out of state or around San Antonio or Austin, we now have this local employment feeding the local housing market, which is something we haven't had in New Braunfels in quite some time. And it's also something that tends to stabilize values. And this is one of the main reasons many people are choosing to live in New Braunfels, even if they don't realize it. They're sensing that New Braunfels is becoming this livable city and not just a destination town. But there is a trade-off in all of this. The very thing that attracted people to New Braunfels in the first place, the small town feel, is the exact thing that regional growth puts pressure on. More connectivity means more traffic, more development, busier weekends, and less empty land between communities. The question isn't really whether New Braunfels will grow anymore. That part is decided. The real question is, can New Braunfels stay the same place while it grows? And to pull on an old cliche, time will tell. Here's why all of this matters if you're moving. If you're moving here expecting isolation, quiet countryside, and a town that won't change much over the next decade, you need to be very, very careful about where you buy. But if you're moving here because you want a place with character, still close to nature, but with increasing convenience and opportunity, this is one of the big reasons people are choosing New Braunfels right now. You're no longer catching New Braunfels at the beginning stage. You're catching it at the transition. And this is a conversation I have with every buyer before they choose a neighborhood. Not just where to live, but what version of New Braunfels they want to live in. Because over the next 10, 20 years, this area is going to keep evolving. What do you make of all this? What are your thoughts on this projected growth in the greater New Braunfels area? Is it scaring you or is it welcome news to you? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're trying to decide right now when is the right time to move or where in the area it makes best sense for your lifestyle, reach out to me. I can help you with that. And if you're looking to sell a house in the greater New Braunfels area as well, I can help you with that as well. I would love to be your real estate resource of choice on either buy or sell. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, thank you so much for coming to and watching our videos every week, and we'll see you on the next one.